Welcome to the show today. We are hopefully multicasting to YouTube. Hi, Karen. Hi, Emmy. How is everybody doing? We're going to make some dangles today. I need to make dangles because our dear friend, Gifty Gypsy, I'm feeling a little bit better. So there's that. But Gifty Gypsy talked me into doing a raid train, a couple of them actually, when I was sick and was not in my right mind. And I signed up for 2 Halloween raid trains for next week. So we're going to make dangles today. And if there are beads or findings or whatever you are looking for, please let me know. I have everything behind me. But for the time being, we're going to work on these dangles. I have been making these, just kind of playing around today. And I want to show you what I've done. Does anybody need me to show them how to make dangles? Hi, everybody, and welcome. Thanks for joining. We're going to play with some pretty green beads, and then I have some copper with some blue. So that is the game plan for today. Hi, Jackie. How are you, darling? I have been MIA for about a week and a half now because I don't know what I got. I got some kind of crazy stuff. And I think I'm on the mend. It was really, really weird. Hi, Jill. How are you, babe? We're going to play. The first thing I want to do is turn all of this into a pin for a glue bottle. Now, we have all struggled around and around to try to make sure that our pins are stainless steel. Very busy making orders. Jill, right? That is amazing, and I concur. It's crazy. We did an in-person show a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still working on the custom orders for that. So that's a situation. But yeah, we're going to talk about this whole thing. What I did is I actually got some stainless steel wire, and it is used in, let me grab it, I'll show you. It is not 304 stainless steel. It is called lock wire, and it resists rust and corrosion, and it is not easy to work with. I know, right, Jill? So, but when I'm making the glue bottle dangles, I'm guaranteed that it is very sturdy, and it is also not going to rust or cause problems. There is that. Yeah, it's been a crazy month. So there's that. So basically what I'm doing, and there's one thing that you need to know when you are working with stainless steel. Do not, no matter what, use your flush cutters or you will ruin them. These are not designed for stainless steel. You need to get an old pair that will cut your stainless steel. And when making, let me cut a couple inches off and show you. These, it's not easy to work with, guys. So what I've been doing with these is I've just been creating head pins and eye pins to put these all together. If you're going to create out of a piece of wire, I think I did 2.5 inches. You, Reba, lovely. How are you? It has been a long couple of minutes. How have you been, my friend? Thanks for coming in. So when you do it, you want to wrap all the way around to where the end meets. I'm going to release and grab right where it meets, and I'm just going to jog that over so it sits on top. You can take your pliers, fine as frog's hair. Gosh, that's funny. That was one of my dad's favorite sayings, Reba. I love it. And you can just adjust it and make your own eye pins. We're going to use this to put all of our dangles on. And I also, with that same, made some jump rings. So they as well are stainless steel. So when you're doing a jump ring, you want to open it side to side. Barbara, hi, love. How are you? God, everybody's just stopping by to say hi. I have some stainless steel chain, and I am going to hook them on here. I have various links. 3 years, September 1st. My 3 years passed a while back, and I just didn't even pay attention to it. We were busy. We were busy making stuff, my friends. I don't know. Am I supposed to? I think we're probably supposed to celebrate that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Isn't it nuts that we've, like, quote unquote, known each other that long? Oh, I didn't do that right. And we're going to hook this onto here. And then we're going to close it. And you kind of juggle it back and forth, making sure that it is together. So what's going to happen is this pin is going to go in your glue bottle, and then you're going to have dangles coming off. Okay. So what we're going to do, since this is a green theme, we're going to throw some beads on here. It's crazy. I'm putting a spacer between the beads, and I have this whole package of daisy spacers over here. They're 4mm and 5mm. I use these all the time. It just is a good way to separate your beads. Yeah, that's good enough. And then we're going to put on here an earring stopper, or they're called ear nuts technically. And what that's going to do is that's going to hold those beads up. A lot of people glue them. I choose not to glue them. You can glue them to keep everything there, but I like being able to just hold them there, and if I want to change it out later, I can. Okay. Then we're going to take some of these dangles that I have made, and these. Biker Bobber. Hi, that's a new name. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We're just making some dangles. I like to lay these out so I can kind of see how it's going to all lay when I do this. Hi, Greta. How are you, love? That one and that one. This sounds like fun. Okay. So I'm just going to, as with the other, I'm going to take 2 pairs of pliers. I'm going to grab a hold of this. I'm getting there. I have been sick for the last week and a half now. It's pretty rough for a while, so here we are. We're all good. Yeah. Just woke up one morning dying. And I'm working with stainless steel, so this is a little bit harder to work with. If you're working with something other than the stainless steel, you're not going to struggle with this. You did send me a glitter video. My feverish brain giggled. Yeah, I woke up one morning and had a temperature of 104. And the side of my face and all down my throat and neck was swollen and purple. It was crazy. I got an ear infection and it went into my lymph and tried to kill me. Here we are. I think I'm on day 9 or 10 of antibiotics. Had to do some steroid packs, and it was just the whole situation. And anybody that knows me knows that I do not do pharmaceuticals, and that's how bad it was. So I'm all better. Like I was saying, I have a couple of Halloween read trains next week. And hi, Sarita. How are you, love? It's good to see you. So if you would be so kind as to go bookmark my raid trains next week, I would greatly appreciate it, because I really have not had a chance to promote them or tell anybody that I'm doing shows. They're going to be in the art room, and I have tags and folios and all kinds of fun things to bring to you for the upcoming Halloween stuff. So this is what we're looking at. This is going to go into your glue bottle. It keeps you from losing your lid, and we could leave it like that, but why would we want to do that? Let's bling this out a little bit. I will have a bunch of these for sale. I'm also going to have some paper crafting things, and it's going to be fun. So again, I lay this out. I think we're going to put this little one in here, and maybe this one over here, possibly. But does it help you from blowing your lid? Losing or blowing? My kiddos brought me coffee. It's really good. So I'm looking at this. I have a bunch of little dangles, but I don't have any on head pins to come off of here. So we're going to grab, gosh, I guess we'll make some. Yeah, we're going to make some. Oy vey. So when you're making head pins. I'm going to show you a fun little one that I like to do a lot. You make sure that this is cut flush. That is the wrong pair of, we're working with stainless steel, so it's going to be heavier. I'm going to grab the end and I'm just going to make a loop. And I want it to go all the way around to that wire. Okay. I'm going to flip it and I'm going to go the other direction. And I want it to cross over. Get a whole pair of pliers here. So we have like the infinity symbol here. I'm going to take a hold of the whole thing and I'm going to push this up. Got it in the center. And I'm going to push this up at a 90-degree angle. And I've just made myself a little head pin with an infinity. Now, you can adjust it around. Make sure that it's going straight. This is easier not on camera and looking through your phone, I would like to say. But at the end of the day, it just makes a cute little head pin. What I like to do with these, especially if I'm using smaller beads, is just use my fingers to manipulate it and kind of turn it up a little bit. So your bead sits on it smoother. I want a smaller one than that. So see, you've just created a cute little infinity head pin. Fun, fun. You can take your nylon pliers and you can use them to adjust that around your bead so it sits flatter. If we're going to do a simple loop, I'm going to grab a hold of this, bend it over a little bit. Again, grab the correct cutters. We're going to cut this off. Grab your round nose. And we're just going to take this up and around. And you've made a cute little dangle loop. Easy, right? Easier said than done. All right, we're going to make a couple more of those. Are we watching? We're going to take this, and I'm doing all of these infinity ones because I did the infinity one with all of these, so I want everything on this particular one to match. You can make them as big or small as you want, depending upon where you place it on your round nose pliers will determine how big this is. Okay. Again, you want to hold it in the center. And we're just going to bend it straight up. Let's grab another bead and rinse and repeat. Does anybody have any questions? Kind of be careful when you're doing this so you don't break your bead. These are glass beads, and they will break. You guys are quiet today. There we go. Any questions? Always make sure you hold this so it doesn't go flying. Piece of stainless steel wire flying through the air is never safe. And if you're lucky enough that it doesn't hit you, it's going to land on the floor and you're going to step on it later, I promise. It's just how it usually works. Okay. Again. Ouch. We're going to wrap this around until it meets your wire. One to beloved, you live dangerously. Ma'am, I was laughing so hard earlier when you were telling Maple about pleated stuff. She was so confused. I feel like I need to teach her how to sew so she's not so confused. She never did understand what you were saying. That's the funny part about it. She did not get it. So, good news. Rob and I are going to go live thrifting on Saturday because, I miss it. It's been so miserable. But, thank you, honey. It's crazy. I don't even know. It was just being in, you know what it was? It was a lot of public people. We did the in-person event with thousands of people through there. Then we did Jamie's wedding the next weekend with hundreds of people. And it was like I woke up Monday morning, like I said, 104, thought I was going to die. It was crazy. I couldn't hear. My ears were swollen completely shut. I experienced things that I have never seen in all my years of being a nurse. Not kidding. I was like, how does this even happen? Right? So we're getting there. I still feel kind of wobbly. It was like I had to actually do real people medicine. There was nothing that was going to touch it herbally. I'll tell you how sick I was. My coffee made me nauseous. Like, I could not drink coffee. Couldn't keep coffee down. That's how bad it was. Yeah, like I live on coffee. Anyhow, so that was the whole thing. But I feel better today. I've been up and around doing stuff, and we're gonna survive. Finally, we're gonna survive. I need some more. Light the green. Let's do this one. Throw this in. Exactly. Yeah, couldn't stomach it. The smell of it made me nauseous. That in itself is frightening and very dangerous for all those around me, honestly. It was a situation. I lived off of bone broth pretty much. Like I think day 5, I don't know. It was kind of a blur, but halfway through it, Rob went and got me some hot and sour soup from the Chinese place, and I was able to keep that down. So, but I mean, that's kind of medicine in itself, right? Does everybody know about hot and sour soup when you're sick? So if you have anything in respiratory wise, when you go to the Chinese restaurant and it's an actual real one, tell whoever is getting it for you that you are getting it for somebody sick, and they put special spices in it, right? And it's amazing. Why is this one kicking my tush so badly? Because I'm reading chat and trying to bend a wire. That's better. So yeah, we're good. We'll be fine. I think this is the first time I've been live in like 3 weeks. Craziness. I missed everybody. Learned that pregnancy. Yeah. So has everybody been good? Staying out of trouble? Any grand things on the whole whatnot streets that I need to know about? I know they did some shipping changes that went into effect. We're making dangles because when I was sick and feverish, Alice talked me into joining some raid trains. And they're Halloween raid trains, and they're next week. So I am making some. You're avoiding going live. See, everybody, what the heck is going on around here? Okay, there we have some dangles. Let's hook this thing together. So anyway, I have a bunch of paper crafting stuff, obviously tags, folios, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to add some beady stuff to it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add some beady stuff to it. So we are going to open this up again, side to side when you open it. Hook your other piece on, close it side to side. And we can open this. The world looks like it's falling apart. You know, when you get as old as me, I know this here we're going to go all cynical. There's always something, you know? And I think what happens, how the world starts falling apart, is people forget to be kind to each other. I know it sounds so simple, but it's when I was younger, first of all, we didn't talk about life events. I know. We didn't have the social media that the younger generations have. We didn't let all of that all consume us and tear apart families and do all the things that go on in the world these days. BNL, I have had a bad case of contact dermatitis going on. Ooh, honey, you gonna be okay? That's a situation. I don't people well on the best of days, you know? I have my comfort zones, and majority of said comfort zones end up in my art room or my bedroom. No. BNL. You were house sitting and they had a wooden toilet seat, and apparently your body hated it. Honey. For 2 weeks. Oh, honey. No. That's awful. Yeah. Those old wooden, they're no joke, because they have all the germs of the past 30 years. Oh my Lord, honey. I'm so sorry. That's craziness. I'm just like randomly hooking these on here. Greta. You don't mean the bless your heart in that southern kind of way, do you? All right, there's our little dangle. Isn't that fun? So basically what you do with these, oh my God, Lynn, that's awesome. The dog butt itch on the carpet. It was I figured it was, but I was just checking. So you have your glue bottle, whatever it may be, and this is going to plug it. See? Bam. That's awesome. Okay. Done and done. Scooch, scooch. I know, right? Cuteness overload with a bunch of green blings. 1 down and 50 to go, my friends. However, we're going to swap over to copper because copper is so much easier to work with. We're going to actually put it in a bag. I have been making a lot of jewelry. Do you want to see the moonstone necklace that I did? It was for a, where's it at? It's over here. This one's got to get sent out, but so this is moonstone in sterling silver. Selling none of it. Wanda beloved, I seriously want you to make me one of your shirts. I was very dead serious. I'm pretty broke right now, but I really, really want you to make me one of your shirts. So anyway, this is peach moonstone with sterling silver. It has an extender, so it can be short or long, however you want it. And yeah, that's the thing. I just finished that this morning. Dare I admit that I have a stack of Cantha blankets in my sewing room? I know. I know. I sewed tags yesterday. My poor sewing machine has seen more paper than fabric in the past couple of years. Tina, I love Cantha blankets too. You know what's really crazy is the few times, so it's cotton and they are hand stitched in like a running stitch. And they're typically made by the women in Nepal. Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're just so good. And here's the crazy part. They're soft, and the more you wash them, the softer they get. There's that. But I found a couple of them live thrifting in, well, obviously I haven't live thrifted for a couple of weeks, but I have found a couple of them live thrifting in the last month, and nobody bought them. So I had to bring them home because I'm not leaving a Cantha blanket. I know, wonderful of it. I was like, oh my God. Actually, maybe we can talk about the one that I found. It is one, it's solid, and very rare do you find a solid one. One side was red, and the other side is like a golden yellow. Solid colors. Very rare to have them solid colors. But I'm pretty sure it's a king size. I know, right? So I the store that Rob and I thrift at, I don't know what it is about that store, but I have found a number of Cantha blankets there. I know that there are quite a few people here on the app that sell them, but they're around $100 ish. Just throwing that out there. So for future reference, they're not cheap. They're hand sewn. And they're amazing, honestly. I'm just writing this. Wonder Beloved has a ton. Just need to know your colors. Yeah. I'm thinking that big one is going to be like the best thing for me to cut into because it's a solid. It's so big and there's so much fabric to it. Purple and black. I will say getting Cantha in purple and black is rare. They usually use the bright colors, oranges, yellows, greens, blues. I don't know. Wonder Beloved, how much? I don't know how much they're going for now. So if you don't mind sharing, how much are they going for now on here? Oh, that's amazeballs. I'm just sticking all this stuff in here. Getting it out of the way. Happens to have purple. I do have. What? Does she have any left? Just right there. Just say no, Tam. No, you do not need any more. Amazon has them for $17. Really? That's crazy. Yeah, the indigo dyed are good. You just can't wash anything with them. You had an interview with your old company that laid you off. You're hoping to hear back. That's awesome. Are you still not working, Lynn? Okay, we're going to move away from this whole insanity of the stainless steel. Yeah. So this is 20 gauge bare copper. I am just straightening it a little bit. And I am going to cut some pieces that are around 2 inches. Oh, ruler over here that will fit. Oh, okay, there we go. So now that I'm no longer working with the stainless steel wire, I can go back to my flush cutters. We're gonna cut like some 2.5-inch pieces. Hi everybody, welcome. How is everyone doing? Does anybody need any beads or findings while we're here playing today? Oh, that would be interesting. So you get what you get, you don't throw a fit? Your boss thing was happy, but has to remain professional. It's crazy to me that they lay you off and now they want to hire you. Is it just the situation where you have to start over with all your benefits because you had been there so long? Ah, got it. Someone quit. That's good. So you just had like a mini vacation. Do I have any fire line thread? Jill, if I do, it's going to be like partial packages. I don't have like the full packages. So I'm not sure. Yeah, how is your dad, Lynn? Thanks for asking, babe. I wish I did. Oh, that's good. Is it pretty easy to get approved for that in Washington, Lynn? Okay, so I cut a whole bunch of bare copper 20 gauge, like 2.5 inches. We're going to make some head pins. And I think we're going to stick with that infinity design because it worked really well. One direction, opposite direction. So once you've made that figure 8, if I could figure out what I did with my pliers. I love how we're all just kind of hanging out and chatting. That's a good thing. So when it goes like this, where it goes off to the side, you don't want it off to the side. You want it more in the center. So when you bend it up, it sits on the bead correctly. Does that make sense? You're avoiding washing dishes after making pasta salad with tuna and veggies. That sounds actually really good. I am, we're going to stir fry some zucchini and yellow squash for dinner. Do some udon noodles. And I have some leftover pork from when I made pork ribs. Hi, Wendy. How are you, my friend? I decided I needed to go live and let everybody know that I wasn't actually, like, unalived. Yeah. This week has been a whole week of just throwing stuff in the roaster or the crock pot. Because, I am better. I can stand up without passing out, which is amazing. Thanks for asking. Yeah, Wendy actually messaged me and checked on me because she knows I don't go missing that long. I've always got spaghetti squash, so for a long time I didn't know spaghetti was a pasta. Jill, that's awesome. I love spaghetti squash. But to get a good one here, we have to wait a little bit longer because, Arizona summer. You guys are like getting into all that good stuff now because it's starting to cool down where most of you are. But not here. Greta just sends me stupid videos. Greta, you made me laugh. And that's saying a lot for where I was at physically. Rob and I were talking about it. We were trying to figure out how long it had been since I had been that sick. And we figured that it's been almost 30 years. Don't worry about it, babe. I'm not trying to bust anybody's ball. I'm just saying. It was just the timing of it was crazy because I had told everybody I was going to be gone for a while. And everybody knew I had the in-person. Everybody knew that we had the wedding. It was just one thing after another. And after I got through those 2 weeks of just craziness, I woke up and thought that I had woken in hell. Hi, Judy. How are you, love? It was great. It's a whole situation. I love these. This is easier to manipulate than the stainless, obviously. Sorry, I should probably put it back in the camera so you can see what I'm doing. But it's important to pull it across so you have that in the center. Yeah, I finished the steroid pack and I've been fever free for 3 days. So I figured it's safe for me to people again. See how that is? It's just the stinking cutest thing in the world. Okay, and then we're going to do just some loops. I need 6 of those. Never mind, I need 2 more. Let's do this. Just going to keep going. Never safe to people. Truth. Sometimes. Here's the thing, you guys, and you all know me fairly well. Contrary to popular belief, I have pretty good filters. So imagine my mouth with no filters. It's just not safe to people like that. I have to go out in public tomorrow. Okay, Wendy, I'll be here. Be safe, love. Because I have an appointment to get my truck fixed. I told Maple that I was going to come meet her and get my stuff from her from like a month ago. And yeah. So I have to be human, but no, when I'm zero filters, it's not safe. It's not safe, my friends. So all the way around, I'm just repeating this for anybody that is just joining us. All the way around. Smush it down. Hold it in the middle, just like this. And pop it up at a 90-degree angle. And you've just made a really cute head pin. Okay, we have 6. No, you know what happens with steroids? It may be an on-off switch. First of all, steroids make me not sleep. That's bad. I already don't sleep, but with zero sleep, it's ugly. What it was, fighting the fever, and I couldn't drink coffee because it made me nauseous. Poor Rob. I know Rob worked a lot. Couldn't have coffee, so there was the headache involved for lack of caffeine because, I live on caffeine. And then the fever, it was just a matter of fighting the pain. And I was focusing more on just getting better and not passing out every time I sit up. So it was a very humbling experience. And I was, I'm getting old. It's taking me a lot longer to get over this kind of stuff than it used to. That's not very fun. So that's a thing. And then, add fuel to all of that. I don't normally take pharmaceuticals. So my body was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing?" Oh, that was a rookie move. I didn't silence my phone. Oops. Shut off the watch too. Rob? Huh? Could you come here for a second, please?
Yes, madam.
Would you pop that on the charger for me, please?
Of course.
Everybody says they're very, very sorry that you had to put up with me with no filters for a week.
You are the easiest thing to put up with, no matter what mode you're in.
Whatever. All right, we need some blue beads, guys.
Of course, they don't know my past, so.
You made it through. It's all good, right? I want to do those. I don't know what we're going to put with them, but I want to do those. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. You're right, I am so lucky. Thank you. Maybe. Do you just hear everything keep hitting the floor? Your ex would have just let you die. Hi, Maria. How are you, babes? Yeah, no. Rob's a little crazy about keeping me alive and well. These are all just like stuffs that I got in a bead buyout. So we're gonna use them. Okay. I feel like I need some smaller ones though. You have an amazing hubby, but Rob is extra. Yeah, Rob is pretty extra.
Oh, you got that's for this coffee.
Do you want to trade me out though? Put this one in the fridge and get me real coffee because that's too freaking sweet. Thanks, love. They're telling me that you're just extra.
Extra insane? Yeah, I know.
No, extra special.
Yeah, the short bus was my friend.
Awful. Hi, Sonia.
I can do this all day.
I love you. You're the bestest. Anyway. He makes me laugh. He's so silly. Rob says thank you, guys. I'm telling you, this man. No, he took good care of me. And it was I don't know. I feel like here's the thing is I hate when people get on this app and they whine about how they're this, that, or the other, and they need this and they need that and all the things, and but I'm just like I'm gonna stop whining now because it's irritating, right? Okay, on it, done. I did. The kids got me coffee from Dutch Brothers, and it was a first of all, it's cold coffee, iced coffee, but it was a blended coffee, caramel something or another with extra caramel sauce and lots of caramel. And he was checking to see if I had coffee, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the kids got you coffee." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, but it's too sweet. Bring me real coffee and put that in the fridge, and I'll finish it later." So that was how that whole thing. That's why you caught trade out. Get the ice. I'll help finish the ice stuff later. That's what's gonna happen. I'm such a spaz. I don't know who's in here. I don't want to get in trouble. But I legit got a message from somebody. No husband trading. Absolutely, positively no. I will harm the first person that even thinks about it. I will choose violence. I legit had somebody message me while I was deathly ill. Temperature of 103, 104. Asking me if I would be so kind as to go live and promote their Venmo because they needed money. Didn't bother to say, "Hey, how you doing?" Nothing. Just straight to, "I need money. So can you go live and promote my Venmo so I can have money?" Legit, guys. Somebody did that to me. And herein lies why I cannot handle all the Maria, I love you. Nah, I'm hoping that they'll pop into my show on Saturday and hear how deathly ill I was and feel bad. I know that's wishful thinking on my part, but I'm kind of hoping. So these are so much easier because I can bend the bare copper around this. I'm liking that a lot.
Did you want to cover the lid?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Thank you, darling.
to measure, check the temperature before I go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Very welcome.
You're the bestest. No, I'm not a better person. I don't. I think it's being older with the maturity of some people. Sonia, I will. Thank you, love. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's got their things going on. Sonia, bookmark my shows next week. I know you love doing paper crafting stuff. I'm going to be doing some. It's going to be crazy, guys, because I really have never sold any of my junk journaling stuffs on Whatnot. I do ATCs for the train. I've demoed 5 bazillion different things to do, but I've never actually done a show where I sell paper crafting things that I've made. So I'm going to have tags, I'm going to have folios, I'm going to have all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm kind of excited for that. And I'm also very nervous for that. What beloved, I am less tolerant. Oh, honey, dry off and get some hot coffee. I am less tolerant, but I'm more likely to just shake my head and go, bless your heart, bless your heart. Whereas 10 years ago, I probably would have chosen violence. So, there's that. I'm less tolerant. But I also have less energy to even engage with that level of stupidity. It's not worth my energy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't have a lot of tolerance for stupidity at all. But I don't have the energy to be even explaining common courtesies to these people. That's where I'm at in my age right now. It's like I just don't. I'm doing good to just function these days. Don't mess with me, please. Menopause is a real thing, you guys. If you are under the age of 40 and have no clue about menopause, I'm going to forewarn you. Right? What? I'm telling you. Just can't with people sometimes, guys. I'm stringing on some beads here to make some dangles. Yeah, you got to root. Yeah, it's a whole situation. And here's my fun part of it, as long as I'm on a rant about myself today, which I rarely do. I've gone through this twice now. This is my second go round with menopause. Cheryl, I haven't had any symptoms of menopause. You are so lucky. You're so very lucky. Yeah, I went through it. I had a hysterectomy at a young age. So I went through it. But when I really, Cheryl, you're so lucky. I'm so envious. So I'm doing it twice. So I'm doing your tour of duty here, ma'am. You owe me. Uh-huh. So I did the first tour of duty when I had my hysterectomy in my late 20s. And then when I got my cancer diagnosis and they did all the cancer treatments, it threw me back into it. I've always had a very limited filter. Yeah, it is a nightmare, babe. like body part sweat that you didn't even realize had sweat glands. It is a rude awakening that every part of your skin, from the very top of your head to your very tippy, tippy, tippy toes, have sweat glands. Your ears. Oh, girl. Maria. Oh my God, you guys. Yeah. I was not going to go there, but Maria opened this door for me. Um, how many of my girlies in here, I know a lot of you are nurses or have worked with nurses, know what weeping edema is? So does anybody know what weeping edema is? It's a legit question. I'm going to tell you why I asked that question in a minute if I have to explain it. Okay. Okay, first of all, edema is swelling or fluid buildup under the skin. Okay? That's what edema is. As a hospice nurse, I dealt with weeping edema a lot, and what it does is your skin gets so swollen. It actually weeps fluid, and it's a clear fluid generally, unless there's an infection involved. And it's just your skin's way of releasing pressure so your skin does not explode, basically, when your edema gets to that point. So this last week, my ear, the side of my face, and my pretty much, yeah, and the side of my throat had so much swelling that it had weeping edema. That's where Tam was this week. It is not fun. It gives me a whole new appreciation for the patients that I used to take care of because I did their wound care generally, because I kind of just did most of the wound care for the home health and hospice that I worked for. And it gave me a whole new appreciation of level of pain. Because let me tell you, I would rather give birth to a child than go through that level of pain again. Wendy, you had that on your legs a few weeks ago. Yeah. I am so sorry, babe. There is no reason in the world that a body should off put fluids because it's so swollen. It was horrible. Again, it was very humbling that I'm getting older. It takes me longer to get through stuff. I'm going to have to just delete this whole YouTube video because it went to YouTube, didn't it? It did. You meet a jellyfish suncatcher? How fun, babe. Did you send me pictures? Okay, so we got some dangly things going here. Nice. I did a lot of sun catchers for the in-person show. Here's the funny part. I can't show you anything because all of the stuff is in storage with all of my show displays because I haven't made it over there to go through everything yet. Because, yeah, it's a whole thing. Wendy, that's not good, babe. See, it was my job to come to your house and fix those for you. If you lived closer, I would do that for you. Because I still have all the stuff to take care of that. Oh, that's really pretty, Lynn. I don't know if I can get my phone. I know, right? You're so far away, though. I had to get a new holder for my phone up here because I broke the other one today. Here, I'm going to show. Ooh, that's really cool, babe. This is Lynn's jellyfish. And then this is her brooch that she made. That's really pretty. I like that. Well done, my child. I like. Put our phone back up there so we can see what we're doing. First brooch ever. That's awesome. I like. Oh, we have another head pin. So we have head pin, head pin, head pin. Let's see what else we want to do. This is really kind of generic, you guys, but it is what it is. Let's do our center one. Mapes. Yam. Yam. Hi, babe. How are you, love? So, Mapes, take my stuff with you in the morning. I'm going to try my hardest to get over there. So, my game plan is to bounce over to where you're at and then make it to my appointment on the other side of freaking Valley by 1. That's my game plan. So, yeah, I miss this too. We're all good. I miss your face too. When you messaged me that, I was like in the throes of 104 fever dying. I almost had Rob have you come stay with me while he went to work. That's how bad it was. So there's that. Life in Tam's world these days. I'm a lot better now. Kinda. Hi everybody, welcome. The Ear Boutique. Hi. Gonna assume you make earrings. Hi Stephanie, how are you? I'm just forming these head pins that I made around my beads so they lay a little flatter. It's going to be a dangle, so I'm not too worried about it, because if it were an earring, I would be doing something totally different, because we don't want this stuff caught in our hair. That's like nothing more irritating than getting a pair of earrings and having it catch in your hair. Okay, so I think we're going to do these, and then we're going to see where we're at. I'm going to show you how to do a wrapped loop, because I want to do wrapped loops now. So when you're doing a wrapped loop, you put your plier up against your beads and you fold over at a 90-degree angle. Then you get your round nose pliers and you put said round nose pliers top and bottom of the piece that is going out 90 degrees. Okay. I'm going to hold these so they stay flat. I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to push this up and around my round nose. I'm going to turn this. I'm keeping that one in there. And then I'm just going to keep right on going with that. At this point, I just want to adjust it a little bit so it's right at the top, even with that. Now, you can do one of two things here. If you are new to this, I would suggest you get a pair of pliers and hold that loop so it stays a circle. Grab a second pair of pliers and wrap this around, okay? When you're laying your wraps, you want them stacked neatly. If they are not, you can adjust them. So you want a neat stack with your loops. I love these pliers too. It's really funny that a couple of weeks ago I actually did a tutorial, and I think I sold like 5 pairs of these. I don't know how many I have left. But I do know that I haven't been to the bead store lately that I normally get them from. So I hope, there they are, that they still have some. I'm going to use my flush cutter, the flat side, up against my component, cover that so it doesn't go flying. And we were just talking about these pliers. I'm going to use this rounded part to tuck that in. And we have our first angle. Okay, so we're going to do a bunch more. So now that I've shown you how to do it, ta-da, I'm going to do it my way, which is whipping through this fairly quickly. And get these done. So see how that kind of has a space there? I don't like that. So I'm just going to go in here and straighten that space out before I chop this other piece off. You can always adjust your wires. How did you make the bottom of the head pin, you squirreled? Lynn, I only showed it like 50 times. Go back and watch the YouTube video. No, I'm just giving you shit. I'll show you. It's pretty easy though. My YouTube channel is Tam's Creative Journey, all one word, and this will be on there. Let me grab a piece of wire and I'll show you, babe. It's actually pretty easy, and I used to do it all the time, and I do it often when I'm making my jewelry for, hi Carrie, how are you, beautiful? For in-persons. But, so you want to get a wire. I'm using 20 gauge copper. The ones that I was doing earlier were with stainless steel wire, so it's a lot harder to manipulate. Pair of round nose pliers. Take it just like whenever you're making a loop, you don't want anything sticking out. Len, are you paying attention? BB? BBL? Carrie, we've all had autocorrect issues today. It's a whole thing. We just know what you mean. How are you doing, love? I miss you. I'm out. No internet. Thunderstorm. Sorry. Love you. Love you too, Wendy. Text me when you get your service so we can chat. Be safe, my love. Okay. So, piece of wire. However long you want it to be. If I'm doing a 2-inch head pin, I do like 2.5 inches. I'm going to take this just like I'm making an eye pin, and I'm going to take this all the way to the wire. Got it? Step 1. Step 2, grab just on the other side of that and go the opposite direction. You're making a figure 8. Now, this is what's important with this. You want to make sure, oh, come on, focus, my friends. that this goes over that center. So it's just a figure 8 at the end of a wire, okay? Whatever side this is on top, you want to hold this like in the center of your figure 8. If you hold all the way over here, it's not going to lay right. So you want it to be over here because you want it to bend straight in the center, and you just bend it straight up. And you've just made a head pin. Get a loopy-doo thing. Yeah. Yeah. They're really easy. I do them really frequently, like with my sun catchers. And you can always straighten it, manipulate it. If, honestly, if I weren't live, I would be pounding these with my bench block to harden them. But it's just another version of a head pin. I got like 20 of them in my little repertoire that you can do. But the fun thing about these with the bare copper is you can throw it on and you can just bend it around. Oh, I know. That's why I generally because you're talking about head. Carrie got red chatted. She says, I am so over the quality of head and eye pins out there. Anyway, so you can just bolt fold it around. So almost like, I know, for Carrie's being good for once and whatnot, redlines her. It's craziness. So see, you can just bend it around it like you would. You got a loop or plier and you're not impressed. It doesn't make a perfect circle. No, but you're gonna get a better circle if you go slow, show. One of the biggest mistakes people make with the one-step loopers is they try to go too fast. And it doesn't close and it doesn't give you a good circle. Yeah. Where's my one-step loopers? Look at me just like squirreling. Thanks for squirreling me, Cheryl. It's a squirrely kind of day. Here we are. Can you tell I haven't been live for a while? Let me find a piece of wire. The thing with it is, and this is going to be kind of wonky because this is a really soft copper, but it'll give you the idea of what we're talking about. So when you put it in here, are you going to go live later, one beloved? When you put it through, you need to, I know, it's kind of what I told myself. So you know it's going to cut right here, right? So when you cut, go really slow around that circle. And then just give it a little bend back. And it gives you a fairly good circle. Again, it's really wonky because it's really soft. But it gives you a fairly decent circle. It's not a perfect circle like I make with my round nose. Heather, I just ordered an off-brand looper that's supposed to be all 3 sizes in one. We'll see if it's too good to be true. Please report back. Heather, would you mind DMing me like a picture or something of that? I'm curious. I'm a tool hoe. I have all the tools. All the tools. So, but I mean, it takes some getting used to, is sometimes because I mean, if you've been beading a while, it's just easier to make your own stuff. Oh, yuck, Carrie, that's gross. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it's like 115 in Arizona today. Thank you. I would appreciate it. I would like to see because I need all the tools. I often will buy tools just to demo them for you guys and tell you how horrible they are or how good they are. But yeah, the one step is good, especially if you're doing AC. Swamp coolers don't really, because of our monsoon season and the crazy rain, the swamp coolers don't work 3 or 4 months out of the year. However, when I first moved to Arizona, I did not realize that, and my very first house as a young one had no AC and just a swamp cooler. I learned very quickly that that was a bad idea, and that's why the rent on this house was so cheap. So, anywho, these are really good if you're doing like these. I could, if I wasn't doing wrapped loops, I could like seriously. Oh, get it in there, Tim. Grab it, and I could have these done in just a few minutes. So I could stop sitting here babbling to you guys and acting a fool. Dangles. Alice talked me into signing up for raid trains when I had a really high fever. I mean, I love her, but they're Halloween raid trains, and so I thought I would make some dangles and the such. So see how quickly I just whipped those out. I made a green one a while ago. This is a glue bottle stopper. Ugh. So we made this one. We have accomplished something today. This one is made all with stainless steel. You should. Are they the kainate brooms or are they broom brooms? Broom brooms. That sounded funny. Thank you, Carrie. Just making stuff because all of my jewelry stuff is in storage with all my displays from our nice from the in-person show we did a few weeks ago. And so currently I'm just kind of like doing my thing and getting some stuff made for the show next week because I don't feel like going and digging out all of my jewelry from the in-person and doing inventory. Check glass kitties and pumpkins. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Wonder Beloved, I have check glass kitties and pumpkins hanging out around here. I think I also have some skulls. Just saying. All right, we're going to go back to this. What were we doing? That's another head pin. Let's do. I squirreled with these. Cheryl, give these a second chance, and a third, and a fourth. Because when I first got them, I hated them. Yeah, good idea. I mean, if nothing else, it's a 30-minute show. I'm going to show my paper stuff. I'll have tags, folios. And then, Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's only 30 minutes. I shouldn't panic over this. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. You did 3 oh my gosh. So, Carrie, I'm going to catch you up. I've been sick. I'm not going to whine on it anymore, but I'm going to say I've been really, really sick. So Alice messaged me and said, Tam, you need to get in these raid trains. And I'm like, what is it? And she's like, Halloween, you've got all the cool. Oh, I love free wraps. So you need to get in them. I'm like, okay. And she's like, do you want your regular time? And I'm like, yeah, somewhere around there, whatever. So she like hard added me to 3 raid trains. Mind you, I had a fever of 104 at the time. And I just realized that they're all next week. So I'm panic making stuff, and I have never sold my paper crafting stuff on here. I have sold supplies, I have taught classes, but I've never sold the stuff that I make. I know, right? And she's been on my butt to do it for a long time. I think she, as much as she loves me, took advantage of my sickness and went, oh, we're going to make Tam do this. 20 gauge stamp, babe. Thank you for asking. It is just a bare copper wire. Um, I will say that the head pin portion was a lot sturdier with the stainless steel wire, because if you've worked with wire, you know that copper is very, I was delirious. I know. And she took advantage of it. Copper wire is very soft, and that wrap was horrific. One of the fun parts about doing wraps like this, or the good part, or however you want to look at it, it's just wire. And if you have a really awful wrap, like I just did, you can readjust it, because whoever's buying your pieces are not going to know that you had to unwrap that and fix it. Now, I will say, if you had to unwrap it and fix it more than twice, you should probably start over, because what you're going to do is you're going to mess with the integrity of the wire and it will snap. So, that's a situation. Also, come on, Tam. Make sure you use that flat side up against. Hold that, snip it off. I use my fancy dancy crimps to tuck that in, because it's got a rounded spot on it. It gives me a much smoother crimp without messing up that circle. Like cattywampus. There we go. Okay, so there's that. I love my copper too. So we're going to throw this together real quick. We need, I think we're just going to use these because I don't want to mess with it today. What are these? These are 6mm coppers. Those will work. So I also, most of the time, make my own jump rings, split rings, jump rings. Good God, you know I'm tired when I can't even figure that one out. Hi. I love copper so much. Copper's fun to work with. Another thing that I really love working with is jeweler's bronze is very good to work with. It is a little bit sturdier. It is, no, wrong button, batty. A little bit harder than your copper. And so there's Did you just see what I just said? I just dropped that. Sweet baby Jesus. Blush Rose Witch. Hello, honey. How are you? Tam's having a moment here dropping stuff and, all things. There we go. We're making some dangles. You can use them for your journals. You can use them for your purse. You can just use them if, depending upon your state laws and your rearview mirror. Jump ring problems. Tam's dropping everything. So those ended up about the same size, but that's okay. Some literally jump away from me. That's a whole thing. So what I'm going to do here, as with all of these, I like to just kind of lay it, fan it out, and lay these things down and see how they're going to look, all this nonsense out of the way. So I'm pretty sure I did that over there. Throw some stone in the center. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this all laying, but when I pick this up, I'm going to grab those as I go. Spooky Gems, hello. If I didn't say hi to you guys when you popped in, I'm sorry. It just means I didn't see you pop in. Have I done solder? Asking, can I solder the links? Yes, I can. Do I do it for something like this? No. I mean, I could. I just, it's okay. You've never used solder before? It's not difficult. Takes some getting used to and having the proper materials. That's pretty much what soldering comes down to. I will say if it's something that you've never done before, I 100% suggest using the proper safety equipment. Do not carry. No. Do not do it without the proper safety equipment. If you can't get the proper safety equipment, don't do it. That's my take on that. Yeah, absolutely. And I love you, babe, but you can be a klutz. And being a klutz with 1500 degree is not. I think having Japanese, right? Just I would be very careful with it. Start out with like a lower temp one, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it scares me thinking of you soldering, honestly. I know. I'm just randomly throwing this stuff on here, you guys. I don't even, sometimes I map it out. I plan it perfectly. I want it this, that, and the way. You burn yourself baking cookies, then do not solder. No. No, ma'am. Pass. Done. Decision made. There will be no soldering for Lynn. So basically what I'm doing is holding this up to see where it's going to hang by the one that is here, right? Just gives it a little bit more dimension. You've given up on baking cookies. Carrie, you don't cook. Are you kidding me right now? I know this about you. You don't like to cook. I know. I was like, wait, what did something okay, I was just making sure. I was like, excuse me, who are you and what did you do with my Carrie? Excuse me. Yeah. So like here, I need some more in this area up here. So we're gonna pop this on. There we go. Right? You know, your mom's a really good cook though, isn't she? I remember you saying that your mom was a really good cook. She's horrible? No, 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 that's not good, babe. But you don't have to cook. There you go. And pre-made meals are so easy to get these days. Not that they're really healthy for you, but at least you can get some. I feel like this needs to be up here. Yeah, that'll work. I may need to do some more. Last night she made meatloaf soup. It was supposed to be meatloaf. Oh, gracious. You still ate it. Did it at least taste? It's gonna sound silly, but did it at least kind of taste good? Okay, there's the blue one. Done and done. It was okay. All right. See? Soupy, but okay. All right. Kind of funny. I made meatloaf last night. But your mom's almost my right. One beloved. I my mother did the most awesome thing for my sister and I when we were little. First of all, we were helping in the kitchen I mean, if you could walk and talk, you're in the kitchen learning how to cook. But my mother did the greatest thing for my sister and I when we were able to read. We had to, yeah, I'm getting ready to go there, one beloved, yes. We had to plan one meal a week. We had to make the grocery list. We went to the grocery store with mom if it wasn't something that we grew on the farm. And it was our responsibility to cook said meal at least once a week. I want to say that started when we were like 5, 6 years old. That's a whole thing. So it is amazing because my sister and I are both amazing cooks. And we made everything from scratch because we lived on a farm that was completely, pretty much self sustaining. After they bought the pharmacy, yeah. See, you made all your kids, Carrie. I love you. All right, another one down. So, did you see? I mean, even with all the nonsense of chatting and everything, you can make amazing dangles really quickly with just some wire and some beads and a little hook. Thank you. It's all about just making things. This, you're making your own ear wires to match your earrings, or match, yeah, match your earrings. Ear wires matching for your earrings. English is hard. Super. There you go, Carrie. I've seen some of them on your Facebook group. They're freaking amazing. I love it for you. Actually, I would put another dangle over here to make it a little more balanced. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Here, let's make one real quick. And then we're going to find somebody to write in too. Because I think I've been up and moving too long today. We're good. I don't know how I'm going to manage an 8-hour show on Saturday. That's craziness. We'll do this. We will get this, my friends. Okay, so for those in the back that don't pay attention, I'm going to show you how to make this one last time. And then we're going to find somebody to write into. Head pin. Non-pattern bracelets. See, I love doing non-pattern bracelets. That's like the majority of the stuff I do for in-persons is non-pattern. And I know you guys are all like, wait, what? You do pattern stuff all the time. Yeah, I do pattern stuff to do tutorials because it's less confusing teaching people to bead with non-pattern. Just saying. You know the best way to do that, Carrie, is to throw your beads in a bowl. String, string, string. Don't look at the bowl. It's the easiest way to do that. Just don't even look at them. Yep, throw them in a bowl. If you lay your beads out and know the length that you want, maybe put a small one on each end that match just for your crimp and all of that. So set those aside. And everything in between, just willy-nilly pick them up and do it. Don't even look at the bowl. Speaking of, I'm doing a scoop show next week, my little beady friends, and I'm going to have bead scoops. Bead soup scoops for the scoops train. We're going to play with beads. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you want any of my super uber duper blingy shiny bead soups, I'm going to have all the different flavors. Amazonite is a good stone to use to practice that. True, because it has so many varying colors. Agates are really good for that because they're different. A lot of your jaspers as well. I love sorting bead soup too, but I have a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it's a whole situation. So bookmark my shows next week. There's a couple Halloween ones. There's a Scoops one. And then, yeah, Rob and I are doing the live thrifting on Saturday. He has deemed me okay to go live thrifting. I'm excited. I miss it so much. I miss you guys. And that's what we're going to do. Do a lighter color one. Do another one of these. I need to get some more of these. Pop this on. Where did I go? Do this. Excuse me a minute. Reaching across. I know, right? You know, the timing of that was really crazy. Because usually when Maple's on vacation, I usually do twice as many shows just to kind of make up. And the fact that we had so much going on at the same time, the last couple of years, I've always just kind of compensated and done it. And not this time, man. It was craziness. So it was weird timing on all parts. But I think we both just needed a break, you know? So It's good. I haven't physically seen her since she's been back. So it'll be good to go see her tomorrow. Oh my gosh, Tam. Struggle bus. There we go. I don't know why my pliers were slipping off. You think you did too, right? It's weird. Okay, there we have that. Snip this off. Being in Italy and Greece helped. Yeah. I'm kind of jealous about that, ma'am. Just kind of jet setting all over the world, my friend. But that's good. You deserve it. You work really hard. You do things until you get sick and then you have to talk yourself back on here, right? I've never had a problem going live, but also I just willy-nilly go into a demo. What kind of pliers are the ones with the holes? They are crimp pliers and needle nose. I have them in my bin. No, I cannot tell you the brand because I get them from a local wholesale shop where I get beads and findings from. And Zuron makes a similar pair, but they are not as sturdy. I think I might have some left in my bin. Where was this going again? Set this down, Tam. Where did we decide we needed it? I think right there. There, and there. Okay. You found out where that bead shop in San Antonio buys from. It's Houston. You need to make a trip. So, Carrie, when you take a trip, just give me fair warning. Just save some monies and FaceTime me. I am not, I know this is crazy to say out loud. I am not going to go to Tucson this month. A, I can't afford to, and B, I still have beads left over from when I went in February. So, yeah. And I still have beads left over from when I went in February because I haven't been doing bead shows. Because, life. So, I think I'm going to start doing some more bead shows. And once I get things organized and under control. So there, that looks better. It's a little fuller through here, so it doesn't just look all bunched at the bottom. I like that better. All right. Excuse me. Loves, thank you so much for joining me today. Does anybody need anything before I go? Yes, I have heard of Shipwreck Beads. I used to order from them all the time back in the day. They're up by you. Yeah. You used to have to call them on the phone and do a phone order, or you could fax your order to them. That's how long it's been since I've shopped there. Okay. Athena's in a raid train. Gotta craft them all. We're gonna go see what these lovely handmade people are doing. Much love to each and every one of you. I will see you Saturday for live thrifting and next week for all the shows. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye.